3, 2, 1.
Hello traders, Dale Pinkert at TradeGATEHub. We have 3 big events ahead of us this week. We have the Fed later today, ECB tomorrow, NFP on Friday. So forget about all this news. Let's talk about where we think the market's going to go. People will buy headlines today, sell newspapers tomorrow. Of course, there could be some major moves if there are surprises. I'm thinking the Fed is going to hike and then perhaps say something about a pause. If you were in our trading room, I put out a short on this candle in the Dixie. I've covered half just for money management purposes. Still my contention that we're going to make a new low in the dollar. And if the Fed does hike and say they're going to pause, that could be the catalyst for it, or perhaps what the ECB does tomorrow. But I'm looking for one more washout under this low. Let's just, you'll be able to see it better in a 4-hour. Let me just compress it. So I have this channel line coming in. It's going to be under 99.50 now at this rate. 99.30, 99.40. Anyway, in the mid to low 99s is where I think we're going here in the dollar index. And I'll be paying very close attention to it, especially if gold and silver can't make new highs. The preferred long is Euro. I think Euro is going to head towards this major weekly resistance. Here it is, the 112 area. That's what I'm looking for, it to be propelled towards this 200-week moving average up around 112, and long going into it looking for sells up here. Cable, I believe that we could get one more high out this, maybe as high as 127. But just one thing to look at when you look at the euro here, that another high will also be a 3 drive. So you have 1, you have 2, and 3. Just a measured move from this 111. We almost got to 111 up here, 9.5. So we break out here 1.5. That gives you about 111.80, 111.90. Yen has pulled back pretty dramatically, but the momentum was so strong. So let's see where the yen, let's key in on the next yen long when I believe the dollar has bottomed, or use the euro key up at 112 and look to be a buyer of the yen wherever it is when those price levels are achieved. This is what I'm talking about in gold. We had a real big day yesterday with more banking problems with, you know, the regional banks making new lows for the move. Here it is. Okay, so that's a problem for the market, and that's why yields came off. And I do actually think that yields could fall to about the 3% level. That also could be the catalyst for a new low in the dollar. So here you go. Here's your 10-year, currently trading at 340. So, you know, we will attack the 325 level. And gosh, I'm looking for another 40 bips to the downside, and then big reversal and rates heading up to make new highs by year end. I tell you, the OPEC cut didn't mean much, did it? Left the gap after it filled it, just pretty much collapsing. I don't see anything there. In fact, when I look at the market, there are a lot of groups that aren't really acting that great. Well, first of all, the Russell is on the verge of making a new low. Here you have the S&Ps still hasn't traded over the 4,200 level. Yesterday was pretty impulsive. I'd say if we start taking out this moving average at 40.80, that'll seal the top. But you guys know I've been negative semiconductors as well. And we had a pretty bad day happening in AMD yesterday. And also the bearish move continuing in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think, is heading under 20,000. but I wanted to also show you some of the different, here you go, here's the SMH. So I've been bearish this from the top where I have it marked. That's when I started talking about the short side of semis. They had so far a weak bounce under 235. It looks like 200 that we could retrace the whole January rally. So there you have weakness in semiconductors. There you have weakness in the oil shares. You have weakness in the bank shares. You have, here's the industrials, still kind of neutral. You have weakness in crypto, Chinese stocks under pressure, copper stocks under pressure. That's Freeport. So those are my main views going into these meetings, the Fed, ECB, and then we'll see what happens Friday with the NFP. You know, there's an expression, if you could get the direction of the dollar right, you can get the rest of the market right. So just once again, in review, I'm looking for the dollar to take out this low of par 33, trade under par, some type of panic that could take euro up to 112, and then an important inflection point that should occur in the dollar, probably around the same time as yields. Good hunting, everyone. Be a prudent trader, prudence over valor. The markets will be here after these next 3 days. You don't have to trade it, but I'm laying it out how I see it and what I'm going to be doing. I think you're prepped on the dollar, and if we get the dollar right, we get everything else right. Good hunting, and don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Invite you to join us here in our main room so you see our posts and our ideas, and also invite you to check out TradeView Markets by opening a demo and check out the spreads, compare them to your own broker. So that's a wrap, everyone. Mike will be with you in about 90 minutes. Good trading.